Good to see you back with the Storm boys. What's it been like the last 36 hours being back in camp?
Yeah, it's been good. It's obviously copped a lot of stick from the boys thinking I went on a holiday for 2 weeks, but it's good to be back and good to put some of the things in place that I'd learnt overseas now. So yeah, just good environment to be back into, and now I can get my work done early and go and help out with the team stuff as well, which is getting to that time of the year now where it's starting to knuckle down and get all our plays into place. And yeah, I think it's pretty important time of the year, Geelong. When we come down here for 2 weeks, do a lot of stuff on our culture, and there's a big group of new boys here, and yeah, that just translates into the field too. So excited to be back. Yeah, ready to rip in as always, and yeah, share my experience of what went down over there.
Yeah. So what would be the number one experience that you would share?
Number one experience I'd share over there. That's a tough one. I don't know. It's probably just that whole trip in general, just how refreshed I was, and I think just a different mindset around thinking about an injury or, I guess going through rehab. I think that's probably something that I can take back to the group, and I know Liam, physio, learnt a lot over there, and I know we've got some guys in rehab at the moment that have been doing it for a while and probably don't feel like they're where they should be, but yeah, I guess I can sort of share my experience of how Bill taught and what sort of lessons he learnt me. So I think that's probably a big one that I can share with the group, and yeah, touch wood, hopefully no one gets a bad injury this year, but yeah, I feel like if I can offer my help in that way, then I've got the resources to do that now.
So you met up with a couple of other athletes over in America, both at the guys that were actually training with you and some external guys.
Yeah.
Tell us about the couple of guys that you were with at the Knowles Academy.
Yeah, so we trained with Manuel Mosley. Obviously he plays for the 49ers, and he done his ACL about maybe 3 months ago now, I think. But I think the impressive thing about him was we'd rock up to training, he'd be in a good mood, but his team's playing in the playoffs, and he's actually missing out on that. So to see him so happy and willing to learn about rugby league, he was asking where he could watch it, and asking about the time zones and whatnot. But yeah, he was impressive. He was in most days that I was. Bo Byram from the Colorado Avalanche as well, super impressive. Same thing, just a good dude. And we had Gabe as well, who's the captain of the Avalanche team. So yeah, it was a good experience to train alongside him, and I think the common goal was to come back and play in their sport at a high level, and I think that was cool to share with them. Was they were going through a tough patch as well, and we can sort of relate, but at the same time we see each other working hard, and yeah, take things of what they do and take things of what I do, and just make sure we're doing the best we can.
So now that you're back in Geelong, what's the next few weeks look like for you?
Yeah, so big week in Geelong this week. Like I said, we do a lot of work on the culture, a lot of our plays, look at our attack, look at our defence. And it's probably a bit of a review on last year too, and once we finish this camp, we knock that on the head. So look at how we performed last year, how we can be better, and what challenges we might face this year. So that's this week, massive week, big days, but yeah, it's pretty important. I think it's the 8th or 9th year we've been doing it now, so yeah, it's a big week here, and then we'll get a few days off after, come back and start getting ready for the trial game. So it's an exciting time of the year. You can start feeling the hype again for round one, but yeah, at the same time, you just want to nail every fine detail so you can fly into the season and yeah, not have a hangover from last year.
A lot of gym work for yourself. I saw you working hard there yesterday.
Yeah, it's a lot of gym work, a lot of new exercises now too, which is just gives me a little bit more variety, and yeah, not sort of going to the gym and if I'm sore one day, pulling out an exercise. I've actually got something I can put in now and be confident that it's going to work. So yeah, lower leg sessions, just great. Feel a lot more confident, a lot more positive about the way forward, and yeah, upper body, you get a bit more time to do that as well. So had a footy in my hands this morning, throwing that around, and it's just good to get that back. But yeah, a lot of gym work and still a lot of way to go before I'm back where I need to be. So just taking small steps, and yeah, hopefully that's going to contribute to me getting back at some point.
So we're going to see this big upper body, perhaps. Is that what we're going to see?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of swimming, so I'd try keep it pretty relative to the rest of my body. Don't want to be offloading it too much. So it's finding the balance, but that's a bit of the fun moment too, is making sure that I'm leveling it out and not doing too much upper body. Otherwise, it might be toppling over.
Now, finally, the $1 million question, which you've been asked 1 million times. When do you reckon we're going to see you with a purple jersey on?
Until they sort out this CBA, I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's hard to tell. The closest answer I can give is at some point this year. I'm not too sure when. We've got a pretty important 6-week block coming up now to put everything in place that I learned at Knowles Athletic there. So, I probably still won't have an answer after that 6 weeks, but I think at some point this year is probably an accurate answer. So, sorry for all the fantasy managers out there. I'm not too sure.
All right, well, thank you. Thanks to Grilled also for the big support for the trip. Hopefully we won't have to do that again with you, but we'll see what happens.
It's probably the best thing I've done for my career to date and probably ever. So, massive shout out to Grilled. It was, I knew it was going to be great, but it definitely exceeded expectations. So, forever grateful for them.